Alright, welcome back. Once again, Mr. Sullivan here from K-Town High School. We're going to do 1.2, writing expressions, equations, and inequalities. Alright, a lot of notes on this one. I apologize for that. But, you know, math is kind of like a foreign language. You need to know how to translate things. So, you need to understand when we're talking about stuff what we're talking about. So, go ahead and pause this right now. And then, when you're done copying these, unpause and we'll talk. Alright, so here we go. These are phrases for each of the four, these are the major ones, major operations we deal with, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. But in a, word problem, in real life, they're not going to say, add these two things up, all right? But they may say the sum. So anytime you hear the sum of two numbers, that's addition. Obviously, plus, 6 plus 4. A total, anytime you hear a total, what was the total bill at the grocery store? That's something you add. More than, so if I had 8 more than a number x, that would be 8 plus x. Or a number increased by 7, that'd be a number n increased by 7, n plus 7. All right? Subtraction is difference. That's the answer to a subtraction problem. We also could go less than, minus, or decrease by. Multiplication, times, obviously. A product is the answer to a multiplication. Yeah, this one, I don't even know why I wrote this. Multiplied by, come on, But here's a good one, of. Of is multiplication. Like, how much of that is that? All right, a lot of times when you hear of, it's multiplying a fraction. Like 1/4 of 25, all right? Division, the quotient is the answer to a division. Divided by, obviously divided into, some of these are easy. But here's one that, again, another one that comes up a lot, but you don't think about it, is per. Anytime you see or hear the word per, you should be thinking, I'm going to divide. 8 miles per gallon. 8 miles per gallon, that is a division. All right? Let's see what else we got. So let's translate these following phrases. 3/4 of a number. So again, the key phrase there is of, all right? So we have of, 3/4 of a number is 3/4. Do I know the number? No. So 3/4 n. And we talked about this a little bit already. This is 3/4 times n. We could write it. When I have a variable and a number, this is called a coefficient. I don't write the multiplication. All right? Yes, you can write it this way, but you need to get out of that habit. Yes, you could write it like this. You could write it with any variable you wanted, but you need to get out of it. When you write a number and a variable right next to each other, that's being multiplied. 5 less than a number. All right, 5 less than a number. You have to think about this. If I write 5 minus a number, that's n less 5. This is kind of tricky. My number, so n less 5. 5 less than the number n. All right. The quotient of 7 and a number. Quotient's division. I like writing my division as fractions. It's another thing that you need to get used to now in algebra. All right, so I prefer that you guys write these in fractions. So 7 and a number. Now let's use a different number, a. Let's say a. 7 and a number. The sum of a number and 8. I don't know my number. We'll call it d. The sum means addition. Boom, just like that. All right. Alrighty, we have rate. Rate is a fraction that compares two quantities measured in two different units. So for example, we talked about this earlier, 8 miles, and this is where you're going to see per 1 gallon. I'm comparing two things, miles to gallon, alright? Maybe you drive and you do 200 miles in 6 hours. I'm comparing two different things with numbers. That's a rate. All right. Now the good ones are these unit rates. The unit rate is a rate when the denominator of the fraction is 1. So when you look up here, which one of these is a unit rate? Well, denominator is the bottom. That's a 6. So that's not a unit rate, right? But this right here, this is a unit rate. In other words, I can go 8 miles for every 1 gallon. That's nice. The unit rates are nice because I know that if I wanted to find 7 gallons, if I multiply this by 7, I multiply this by 7. It'd be pretty easy. All right. So let's try one down here. Now the tricky part is converting them. All right. We have miles, 240 miles in 2 hours, and we want to find the unit rate in feet per second. Now, up here is this chart, and we're going to use that a lot to figure this stuff out. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Whoa. All right. So here are our useful conversions, and you can see they're disappearing at the corner. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to do when we do these unit rates is we're going to write what we know. All right, identify what I know. So I know that in 240 miles, I take 2 hours. All right, now I'm going to come to the end over here. I want to find this in feet per second. Feet per second. Remember, the per is a division. So I need to change miles to feet. Now, here's a grand old trick. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Anything divided by itself, 7 divided by 7, 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. And I can multiply 1 by anything. 1 by $1 billion is $1 billion. It doesn't change anything. So when I do this, I want to multiply by things that are equal. So for example, all right, I want to get rid of the miles. Well, if I want to get rid of the miles, I want to cancel it. If it's on top, I need to bring it to the bottom. So how many... 1 mile, let's see, go to my conversions. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So 5,280 feet. See, now my miles cancels. And I have feet. Well, that's what I want on top. Yay us. All right. Now we need to go. I have 2 hours. I need to change it to seconds. Let's see. The hours are on the bottom, so I need to put it on top. 1 hour is what? 1 hour is 60 minutes. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So, hours cancels out. All right. And on the bottom we have minutes. Well, we want seconds, so we have to cancel it again. Let's see. 1 minute is 1 minute, 60 seconds. All right. 1 minute. They're gone. So on the bottom, what am I left with? 60. Boom. That's great. That's exactly what I wanted. So now all we have to do is multiply. 240 times 5,280 times 1 times 1. Now, trust me, I didn't do this without a calculator. It is 1,267,200 feet. All right? And then on the bottom, we have to multiply 2 times 1 times 60 times 60. Now, this one I actually could do in my head. But if you can't, use a calculator. All right? Nothing wrong with that. No shame in that game. Now, we need a unit rate. Unit rate means we need this to be 1. So I have to divide. All right, I'm just going to divide. That'll get me to equal 1. So 1,267,200 feet divided by 7,200 seconds comes out to 176 feet per second. Okay? All the units canceled. All right, we'll try another one of those a little bit later too. All right. Now we have an equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence formed by placing the symbol equals between two expressions. All right? Sentences, just like I said, we're translating. We're translating all these numbers into something that makes sense. And anytime I see an equal sign, that means I have an equation. All right, now let's clarify something. An expression is just, remember we talked about this, 2x plus 4. That's a variable expression. All right? There's no equal sign there. I can't put one there. All right? Now this is an equal. That's an equation. All right. A mathematical sentence that is an inequality is formed by placing one of these symbols. Let's see, that's less than or equal to, greater than, or greater than or equal to. All right? Remember, it always opens up to the bigger thing. All right? So 10 is greater than 4, or 7 is less than or equal to 12. Okay? Those are inequalities. All right, you probably want to just pause the video right now and write these down. All right, so check this out. We have several different things here, okay? We have an equal sign. All right, when you see that, that means it's equal to. It's the same thing as. We have the less than. Another way you might hear that is fewer than, like 7 is fewer than 8 is less than or equal to, at most or no more than. So this one's kind of tricky, right? Because this seems strange. But let's say we have a situation that says Mr. Sullivan wants at most 12 students. So he doesn't know how many students, but he wants at most 12. See, he wants anything that's equal to 12 or less than that, all right? Greater than, also more than, and then greater than or equal to, and again, at least or no less than. That's kind of the trick there, all right? All right, so they're kind of confusing, but, you know, I'll be honest with you, you should know these. These are pretty easy. You need to learn those quick, and I find that, you know, as we go on through the year, people don't know these. Opens up to the bigger thing. You need to learn this, all right? And just to make you feel a little bit better, don't screw up your inequality signs on national television. Everybody does it. This guy, watch this guy, he screws it up as well.
That for 1992, it would be less than $1 billion. Got it? How much was it?
All right, so I know that was kind of hard to hear, but basically came down here and he wrote, the estimated cost is less than $1 billion. Well, that is clearly not less than. That is greater than, all right? To me, it's funny just because, you know what, this guy is one of those political guys, and he's very critical of everybody else. He doesn't like it when he makes a mistake. So it's funny to me, all right? And that's an Algebra 1 mistake that he'll probably never forget. All right, so let's talk the next thing. The solutions of an equation or the solution of an inequality is when you substitute a number for the variable in an equation or inequality and the result is true. If it's not true, if it's false, then it's not a solution. All right, this is kind of important because this is a great way to check your answers. Also, a great way to check things on a multiple choice test. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 8 here to see if it's a solution to this. So 9 times g, well, g is going to be 8, so 9 times 8 minus 4 equals 70. 9 times 8 is 72. 72 minus 4, does that equal 70? I don't know. 72 minus 4 is 68, and 68 is definitely not equal to 70, so no, that is not a solution. Over here, wherever I see y, I'm putting in 8. Is 8 a solution here? Let's check it out. All right. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 8, is that greater than 10? 40 is greater than 10. Yes, that's a solution. All right. So in this case, it worked out. It's a true statement. It's a solution. Over here, it's not true. It's not a solution. Very important skill. You don't want to lose that one. All right. It's going to come up all year. All right. We're going to solve some equations pretty quick just using mental math. All right. In other words, I have this equation here. 6 plus y equals 14. What does that mean? It's 6 plus what number? See, I don't know what number goes here. So 6 plus what number equals 14? Now, I'm sure most of you got that right away. Well, 6 plus 8 equals 14, Mr. Sullivan. All right, 6 plus 8 does equal 14. So our answer is y equals 8. This is just the foundation of learning how to solve, all right? And we could check our answer. 6 plus 8, yep, 14 equals 14. 8 is the solution. Let's try this one. 9 times b. Remember, if it's not written or if there's a number and a variable right next to each other, that's multiplication. So what times 9 is 27? That's a really hard one, man. I don't know. Not 3. 9 times 3 is 27. All right? So the answer here would be b equals 3. And that's just real simple. Okay? We'll get harder equations as we go, but this is just good for you to recognize now. All right, so pause the video, and then you try these, then unpause it and see if you got them right. It's a really important thing for you to actually pause the video, though, and try them, okay? All right, welcome back. So here we go. I want to get this into feet per second. So on the top, I have miles. To get it canceled out, I have to put it on the bottom. 1 mile cancels out, but I need to know what is 1 mile. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. All right. Now I want feet on top. Feet per second, right? Feet per second. That's what I want. So feet is good. So now I need to change my hours to seconds. If I want to get rid of my hours, I need to put it on top. Hours cancels. In 1 hour, there is 60 minutes. Minutes isn't what I want though, so I have to cancel that. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So the minutes cancel. So now I have feet on top, seconds on the bottom, multiply it out. When I multiply 30 times 5,280 times 1 times 1, I believe I get 158,400 feet. When I multiply 2 times 60, I get 7,200 seconds. And to get the unit rate, I divide those, and I'm going to get 22 feet per second, I believe. All right? All right, so now we want to check to see if 3 is a solution. So 5 times z, so I'm going to plug in a 3. So 5 times 3 minus 8, is that less than 20? 5 times 3 is 15. Is 15 minus 8 less than 20? 7 is less than 20. So yes, it is a solution. So there you have it. All right, in honor of our math translations, kind of like our foreign language, right, lesson today, I want to show you probably one of my favorite all-time commercials, and it's just a misunderstanding in terms of someone translating wrong. It's kind of funny though. All right, good luck on the mastery check. I hope you go out and destroy it.
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät und das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday, Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?